guys? James Carter TV here to give you my wild card predictions for the first round of the 2015-16 NFL playoffs. We are now in 2016, the calendar year, but we're still coming off the graphs and the end of the 2015 NFL season. And this is going to be a very interesting wild card round. I think this is the most interesting wild card round that we've had for a number of years. I don't think there's one game where I can say for certain I'll bet my house on. There's not a game. I'm pretty sure about all of my picks, but really, all of these games could go either way. I mean, any of these teams winning this week would not surprise me in the least, except for one. One would surprise me more than others, and I'll get into them later. But first, let's start with the Kansas City Chiefs at the Houston Texans. Now, the Houston Texans have Brian Hoyer back, and this is significant because, contrary to belief, Brian Hoyer actually isn't that bad, and he's actually played kind of decent this season. And when he's in the lineup, the Houston Texans are a better team, and this is something that cannot be denied. DeAndre Hopkins continues to play like a top 5 wide receiver. He adds such an explosive, dynamic part of their offense, and Alfred Blue is becoming more and more like a starting running back, or looking like one. I'm not sure they're going to go into 2016 NFL season with him as their starting running back, but he definitely is competent enough to start this game and good enough to be able to win this game, not on his shoulders, but to be a part of a winning playoff team. Yes, I can buy that. But on the other side of the football field, you have the Kansas City Chiefs, who are rolling. They're winners of 10 straight. This is a team that started off 1-5. People are already saying, okay, who are the Chiefs going to pick number 1 in the 2016 NFL draft? But they went to London. They faced the ailing Detroit Lions. They won. And then both of those teams went on to do really nice things. The Chiefs went on to win 10 straight, and the Lions went on to win 7 of their last 9 games. So both of those teams ended up looking a lot better than they did going into that game. It's amazing, the NFL season, in terms of the teams making turnarounds, and we have 2 of them here. As the Houston Texans are a team that started off 2-5, and they've ended up winning the AFC South because of Andrew Luck's injury, as well as they finally figured it out. And Bill O'Brien, give him a lot of credit, because he has able to get out the most of this Houston Texans team, or he has been able to get out the most of this Houston Texans team, a team that I don't think was very talented coming into this season. I predicted them to go 6-10. It appeared as if that's where they were going, but they fixed it up. He did a hell of a job to get to this point. Now, who's going to win the game? You got to give me the Chiefs. They've won 10 straight games. You know, I'm not picking them to lose yet. Hey, this is a team that is hot as can be. Alex Smith is playing smart football, and you have way too much experience, playoff experience on the other side. Alex Smith has been in plenty of playoff games. Andy Reid has coached plenty of playoff games. There's too much experience over there. I have to lean on Andy Reid and Alex Smith in my time of need when I'm picking these games. But maybe the Texans upset. It wouldn't surprise me, because the Texans have been pretty hot as well, but no one in the NFL is hotter than the Kansas City Chiefs. And this is significant, people. I keep seeing people sleeping on the Chiefs. This is a Super Bowl contender. When you've won 10 straight games going into the playoffs, you are a Super Bowl contender. They are. Look out. Next game, we have the Cincinnati Bengals hosting the Pittsburgh Steelers. And for those of you that watched my video last week, when I discussed the Steelers getting into the playoffs briefly, I said that I don't think this is the Steelers' year. However, next year, call me. And because going into this season, I was thinking about, hey, maybe this is the Steelers' year. They have Le'Veon Bell. They have Antonio Brown. They have an explosive offense. They're starting to build their defense with nice young pieces. But as the season went along, it just was clear this isn't the Steelers' year. I think next year could definitely be, and right now you're my favorite for next year. But I don't think this is your year this year. And mainly because news came out today that D'Angelo Williams will miss this game, and this is a significant injury. This is a guy that came in for Le'Veon Bell, has ran for over almost 1,000 yards, over 4.5 yards a carry, and has been a very significant part of your offense. And now with him gone, you're starting Fitzgerald Toussaint and Ben Roethlisberger, although he's very, very good. He hasn't been very efficient in terms of touchdowns to interceptions as I would like this year. and he's had to rely on the run game a little bit. They're able to move the ball down the field, but this is a team that has problems scoring in the red zone, and I don't expect those problems to stop today. I have the Cincinnati Bengals with A.J. McCarron at the helm winning this game just because I don't think this is the Pittsburgh Steelers year. If you want to call me in 2016-17 season, we can have a conversation. But I just have a feeling this is not the Pittsburgh Steelers year. This is the year the Bengals finally win a playoff game. They're hosting this game. They're in Cincinnati, and I think they're finally going to win their first playoff game since whenever the hell. All right, next. We have, who do we have next? Oh, we have the Seattle Seahawks at the Minnesota Vikings. Now, this was the game where I said, if I'm going to bet, I'll bet on this one because I really believe the Seahawks are going to win this game. They went to Minnesota earlier on in December 2015, and they kicked their asses. Now, Minnesota has been somewhat better since then. The Minnesota kicked the Giants' asses on Sunday Night Football. They beat the Green Bay Packers, but I don't think the Minnesota Vikings offense is anywhere near ready to battle in the playoffs against the Seahawks defense. I just don't see it. There's a passing game is not explosive. They don't have receiving weapons to even come close to challenging Richard Sherman and the Legion of Boom. Their running game is their offense, and the Seahawks know this, and they're going to stack the box against them, and good luck telling Stephon Diggs, who's good, but not good enough to beat Richard Sherman, good luck telling Stephon Diggs and Mike Wallace and Charles Johnson if he gets a snap, and Cordero Patterson if he gets a snap, good luck telling these guys, go beat Richard Sherman. Go beat Earl Thomas because you will have to throw the ball eventually. And when that happens, Stephon Diggs and Charles Johnson and Cordero Patterson and Mike Wallace and the rest of this Vikings underachieving receiving core will not be able to find any success against this Seattle secondary, although it's not as good as it's been in years past. I grant you that. Richard Sherman is still a top 5, top 10 quarterback in the league. Earl Thomas is still a top 3 safety in the league, and Cam Chester is still top 5 strong safety in the league. Give me that Legion of Boom against this Vikings limited offense. And finally, we have the Green Bay Packers at the Washington Redskins. I wanted to believe that the Packers could handle their business, beat the Vikings last week, win the NFC North. I guess they're kind of happy they didn't because Washington is an easier matchup than Seattle. But, man, I lost all my faith in Aaron Rodgers now because if he was going to win the Super Bowl this year, he would have won last week. And I can't believe that all of a sudden they're just going to turn it on. They're going to figure it out. I need to see evidence of that near the end of the regular season. I've seen no evidence of this. They had their chance to impress me last week. They failed. They didn't do it. I have to go with what I'm seeing. And currently, the Washington Redskins are a much better team than the Green Bay Packers. The Redskins are rolling. The Redskins are playing well. Deshaun Jackson has come back. He has been such an explosive weapon for this offense. What they envisioned when they signed him 2 years ago. The Redskins win their playoff game this year. All right, what are your picks and predictions? Comment down below. And until next time, James Carter TV, I'm out. Peace.